I am pleased to have you return to my Coin Lady channel. If you find meme coins to be somewhat foolish, silliness, or just plain gambling, then you might want to reconsider. Also, I'm not going to sit here and recommend any particular meme coin for investment purposes. That being the case, that is the subject of our discussion. Our discussion will center on how this might be used to predict where the actual economic action will occur. This has happened countless times during the history of cryptocurrencies. A consensus is emerging that something similar is taking shape. Despite their dismissal, it serves as a prelude to the current events in Solana, what is happening on Sweet, and the beginnings of construction on the XRP ledger. Such developments herald enormous shifts in the economy. Also, I believe you need to pay attention. In this article, we will discuss several of these strategies used in the Bitcoin market. In the beginning of Bitcoin's existence, bad behavior served as a signal. Bitcoin, the most famous and frequently used cryptocurrency today, had some dubious origins, something that many of you may recall. Once upon a time, there existed a token that was meant to be owned by major financial investors like BlackRock or Fidelity, as well as hedge funds and endowment funds. Deals involving the Silk Road, narcotics, assassination for hire, and other shady activities accounted for a significant portion of its early volume. This was a big complaint among Bitcoin naysayers at the time. It wasn't Bitcoin itself that was flawed, rather, it was the users' misuse of the platform. Nevertheless, looking back, this action brought attention to Bitcoin's essential idea, a decentralized money that is resistant to censorship. It is evident that the early use cases of Bitcoin weren't just speculative noise, even though nobody would argue that these types of activity are beneficial. They served as a guidepost, illuminating the way to what lay ahead. Even though the initial economic flows were coming from bad places, they were necessary for Bitcoin to get off the ground and become widely used. In the beginning, it might not look so good. Are there any further instances like this? Indeed, we do. What was popular in 2020 and 2021? I bet a lot of you can relate. Yield farming was another speculative boom in the cryptocurrency market. At its height, it felt like the Wild West as users strove for unrealistically large profits by staking in liquidity pools on platforms like Binance and Smart Chain. I was DMing, using DM logic, when that bull run started. What on earth are we getting ourselves into with all of these? Considering how absurd this is, we must participate in this. And the simple solution was, could you tell me which one was right? Will you sift through thousands of yield farming strategies in search of the one that can perhaps generate a substantial profit? No, buying BNB is the simple solution. Since all this activity was taking place on Binance Coin at the moment, you decide to acquire it. BNB cost $50. That was the correct decision. You're still very much ahead of the curve at today's pricing, and the next bull run hasn't started for all currencies just yet, but it's coming. Many failed to live up to the unrealistic expectations set by those flows that offered astronomically high AP. Upon further inspection, one can discern that it is gambling. Furthermore, one can discern that it is both foolish and accurate. The amazing yield farming may not be for you. Examine the underlying chain, though. In reality, what is the basis for this? Despite the volatility of the current financial trend, smart chains have been successful because actual economic flows are on the horizon. It's a safe wager. When we look back, it's clear to see. With meme coins, I feel like we're right back where we started. Once again, there is a noticeable shift. Do a fantastic job. With any luck, it will carry over to the XRP ledger. A lot of growth and liquidity, in my opinion, will result from it. A lot of individuals think that the XRP ledger is a good platform to develop apps on. Meme coin apps that integrate with messaging platforms like Telegram are becoming increasingly popular. It will be enormous, regardless of how many people lose money betting on these meme coins for the ecosystem. It will be successful in the long run. What seemed like a speculative craze at the time turned out to be a catalyst for long-term blockchain growth, yield, thanks to the inflow of liquidity, users, and developer attention that yield farming brought. This, in turn, led to BMV's increase in value and continuous growth in finances. More real and long-lasting opportunities emerged as a result of the capital's interest in farming. There appears to be a recurring pattern with blockchain, where speculative activity occurs before actual economic growth, and more projects are appearing on the Binance Smart Chain. That is the essence of bull runs, a speculative frenzy that ushers in a flood of money, media attention, and construction, and carries us into the next bull market. In its early stages, this is the way crypto operates, at least for the time being. News articles are mentioning coins. You should follow this trend. Solana, one example is Gigacoin. Suddenly, its market cap reaches $600 million. Incredibly enormous. Very nice. Another rising blockchain is seen strong. Meme coin ecosystems emerge, and XRP as well. If you're in the XRP community, you know that's the craze right now. Everyone getting involved in meme coins. Yeah, you know, those systems are gaining traction, users, liquidity. It's easy to dismiss these developments. Is hyper-driven bubbles that will eventually pop, and they will, but it doesn't just leave disappointment in this wake. If history is any guide, there's a heck of a lot more to it than that. So what does some nonsense like meme coins gambling? What does this bring to blockchain? Well, liquidity and user engagement. Meme coins, like any speculative asset, attracts liquidity when people start buying into meme coins. They bring capital into the blockchain system. That's important. Number 2, developer activity, when user based on liquidity, grows. Developers follow their looking for where they can build something and gain capital. Growth in users' meme coins can provide that number 3 capital, culture, or cultural capital, I should say. In a way, meme coins can represent a shared identity. For many in crypto, communities form around them. What I would say is, yeah, for the really big ones, and we've seen the Flokies and the Doge and, you know, coins like this. Yeah, they're around for a long time. They build a community, but most that's not going to be the case. They're going to shoot up in value. They're going to pull the rug out. And that's all they wrote. So understand that if you play in this game, most are going to create it as zero, that's what you're playing with, but they're going to lay the foundation for more sustainable value in the future. Number 4, it's really an early signal growth, if we consider historical patterns. Bitcoin's early use cases, undesirable use cases, finance, smart chains, yield farming, boom. It becomes clear that speculative activity often precedes real economic growth. This has happened time and time again. In crypto, we dismiss something, we say that's stupid, that's not sustainable, and why we are correct on that, we missed the bigger picture. That a lot of liquidity and development and users are going to come flocking to these blockchains. Get ready now, the cautionary note here, I'm not suggesting meme coins are some sort of sound investment. I know some people out there, do they think they're going to emerge and be an actual asset class? And look, I'm not the greatest investor out there. Maybe they do, but in my opinion, that's not the case. Personally, I stay away from them because of their speculative and gambling-like nature. I'll throw a couple bucks on one from time to time. I'm not right now, but, you know, it's simply a gamble for me. But I think it's important, really, to recognize these speculative trends as often they highlight where real economic flows are starting to build, and that's what really matters. Thank you for watching my video. Please like and subscribe my channel, see you later, bye.